So first, help me pronounce your last name perfectly.
So like
Blemker.
Bloemker.
Blemker.
Yes.
Brianna Bloemker.
Yes. Yes. You got
Brianna
it.
Bloemker. Okay. Yeah, people mess up mine all the time. They said it's shit. And no, it's pronounced Briggs. But hello and welcome to the Secret Sauce, a sub podcast of Texas de Peru. I'm Kevin Briggs, longtime healthcare and life sciences business leader. And for the last 14 years or so on the side, I've been leading a group called Texas de Peru. And we send teams of surgeons down to Peru to help the poor get surgical care that they otherwise couldn't afford. We try to change a lot of lives, help a whole lot of people, and have a lot of fun doing it. And there's a whole lot of leadership lessons that come from that exercise, as well as so basically, our passion projects and our best practices are kind of what the Secret Sauce podcast is all about. So to that end, I have as a guest on this an accomplished professional that I have grown to like and enjoy quite a bit, and I hope you do too. Brianna Bloemker,
Bloemker, close.
Oh man.
It's my fault for marrying into a German family that the last name's hard to pronounce.
Yeah, we may edit that out, but anyway. So anyway, Brianna, welcome. I really appreciate you doing this with us.
Thanks for having me, Kevin. I'm super excited about this. This is an exciting venture you've got going on. So I'm very pleased to be a guest.
I don't know if anybody's listening, but it sure is a lot of fun to do these, and so we'll try to make it as fun as possible. So for those who don't know much about you, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I have been in the revenue cycle industry now for the last 13, 14 years. I started my career actually as a patient access rep at a hospital in Center City, Philadelphia, working overnight shifts in the emergency department at a level 1 trauma center. So it was, I have stories for days, but I really started my career there and kind of worked my way through some of the hospital operations. And then eventually landed in the lovely vendor space where I'm now, selling patient financing to hospitals and health systems to help patients pay for their medical expenses and bills. So I'm really, really happy to be here. And I have a lot of experience in this area, but mostly it's just for me. We've kind of talked about it a little bit already, but being that I came from like the hospital operations space and really working directly with patients, I was really excited to work for a company like Clear Balance because I know that we're actually helping patients at the end of the day. So, from a passion standpoint, that's what makes me excited to get up and go to work in the morning is, just knowing that what I'm doing is actually directly impacting people in a positive way.
Well, that's good. So other than the helping patients out at work, are there other passion projects or things that you're really into that help you get out of bed every morning?
I'm really big into one of my hobbies is I like to do art on the side. I'm not a professional artist by any means, but some of the things that help me like get out of my own head and just kind of really enjoy life is just creating things. So they're a little bit odd, but it's fun. Maybe we could put a little picture of it in here, but my latest, venture has been collecting mannequins and creating art with them and making them plant stands. So I have mannequins on my house that are like full-blown, full-size mannequins that I paint on. I put different things on and, make them come to life with a big plant on their head. So they're fun for the neighbors to see too.
And I bet it scares a few people occasionally too.
Yeah, it's like a security system. It took my husband a little bit to get used to the first one that I did because it's right at the end of the hallway. So he got freaked out a couple of times. Like, is there someone in the house? But
So you're not one of these people that puts one of those in the front seat of your car so you can drive in the high HOV lane.
So funny enough, yeah, I actually, when I first picked it up, I was on my way to an HFMA conference and there was an estate sale happening. And so I went like 3 hours early. I woke up at like 5 a.m., waited for the address to be released, and then drove with this thing in the back of my car. And it looked like I had a body in my car. And I was like, please don't let me get pulled over. This is so weird.
Oh, that's
but,
funny.
but he ended up turning out pretty cool. He's got a big disco ball head and he's got a big plant in there. So it's pretty interesting.
Oh, that sounds interesting as heck. I'd
Yeah.
like to see that. So
Yeah. I'll send you a pic.
so the other big thing that I wanted to ask you as well, you know, given as long as you've been in this business and you've seen a whole lot, both on the providing care side and servicing those that provide care, you know, um, what's your secret sauce, if you will? What are some of the business best practices that you return to over and over again? If you would advice for younger folks that are just starting out, or people that are slow learners like me, or people that are middle of the career looking for another little bit of edge, got any advice for them?
Yeah, I think, the biggest thing that I've learned is just to be comfortable being uncomfortable. There's whether it's in work or life, things are going to happen, things come up. And I think you really have to lean in and just understand that sometimes getting to the next level is being in that uncomfortable state.
Mm-hmm.
I always lean back to that whenever, especially if I'm in a situation where, again, work or life, where things aren't going my way, or, it's just taking a little bit to get to the next level.
Yeah.
Those are the times when you learn the most about yourself. And then you can
Mm-hmm.
reflect back and be extremely grateful when things do start going in the direction that you want. Because you've gone through the adversity of having things not go your way.
Yeah.
I think that's huge for me, especially starting my career at like a very entry level job.
Mm-hmm.
I just always leaned back and knew that I had faith in myself, that if I was curious and I continued my learning and I continued to be open to different opportunities, that's when I've always excelled, is when I've leaned into risk and really taken chances on myself.
That's an interesting thought. Being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think the corollary to that is you're teaching yourself how to have confidence that you're going to get through that every time you are uncomfortable.
Yes, played soccer in college, and unfortunately, things happen, and my career ended prematurely due to injuries. And again, it's like those were uncomfortable times in my life that I really had to push forward and push through. And I knew that at the end of the day, like tomorrow is always going to be better, even if today isn't great. So
Yeah.
you just have to have that like almost delusional positive
Delu-
mindset where you're
that
just convincing yourself until it's true, right?
kind of delusional optimism. It's kind of like
Yeah.
the big pile of manure and there's a pony in there somewhere.
Right. Or the meme where, there's a fire happening all around the little dog and he's like, it's fine, I'm fine, everything's fine. It's
Have you
true,
heard?
right?
Have you
So
heard Have you heard the joke? What does an optimist say as he's falling off a cliff?
no.
So far, so good.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that it's true, right? But it just taking risks, right? Like you have to be able to believe in yourself or nobody else is going to. So
Yeah.
you have to really lean back on that and know, even when you are really doubting yourself, that you're in the right space at the right time and everything, sometimes people get weird about the whole everything happens for a reason, but I really do believe that, because
Yeah.
even on negative experiences I've had in my career, they've always propelled me to the next place, and I've always come out happier and on top.
I find professionally more often than not, when bad things happen to good people professionally, it ends up working out and they end up in a better place more
It
often than
does.
not.
It does.
It helps if you're talented, but,
Yeah. It
but
definitely helps.
if you're competent as well, but,
Right. Well,
it's,
on that though, I've got to say, somebody really early in my life told me that when talent meets hustle and talent
yeah,
doesn't hustle, hustle always wins.
yeah,
So it's always nice to have talent, but if you're not willing to put in the work to be able to get to wherever you want to go, then you're just going to be, a very small piece of that puzzle, right? So you have to be
yeah.
able to get up every day and work for what you want, and that's huge.
And, I know at times I felt there are times I've felt like I was very talented, but I get worried that I haven't put in the work to deserve that talent.
Right. Oh,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Right. The imposter syndrome of it all.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
imposter syndrome, I mean, to me, it's a way to even sharpen yourself. You
Right.
know, you know, if you care about the situation and find yourself feeling inadequate to the situation, you'll find a way to make yourself pretty adequate, and it ends up
That's right.
making you a pretty sharp professional. So, I think imposter syndrome applied the proper way, um, I think it can make you better. And the same thing,
Right.
like as far as taking risks, there is never a perfect time. There is no perfect set of
No.
skill sets you're going to have. None of those stars will line up. And if you're waiting for the stars to line up on this stuff, mm, you're going to miss an opportunity. And
Absolutely.
if it's meant to be, it'll come together. And if it's not, I'd rather fail fast at something that I tried and took a risk on, than waiting for something perfect to roll into my lap. And those don't happen
That's
very
right.
often.
Yep. No,
But
and fail fast is another one that I agree with, right? Like it's just you can't win unless you try if you
yeah,
don't play. So failing is okay. Failing is actually a propeller to get to the next step. It's just a small block. It's not, a closed door.
yeah, and there's a corollary to that, particular for those that are in sales. Um, it's real easy to get in the habit of getting happy ears, you know,
Yep.
and I'd rather have hope than be told
Yeah.
no, which is a dangerous place to be for your pipeline.
That's right.
Well, and so you're much better off, pushing ahead, pushing quickly, and say, "Hey, is this something we're going to do or not?
Right.
Qualify it or not, and move on if it's not." So,
That's right.
but
That took me a
yeah,
while to get used to in sales, to be honest with you, because it's also really easy to take things personally in sales,
uh-huh.
especially like when you're first starting. But it's not personal, right? I mean, it's all
No,
business at the end of the day. I mean, I have great friends that I've done business with, and I have great friends that I haven't. It hasn't worked out or whatever, and it's never personal. I mean, I think too, going back to that, it's like building relationships in sales is key, and it's doing
yep,
it without expecting anything in return. When people go out and they're building relationships and you can tell it's just for trying to get something in return,
yeah.
it takes away from the authenticity of it. But making real
I,
connections with people is just it's crucial.
I think you're so right about that, and it's clear you're a citizen of your community. As involved as you've been at the HFMA and the work that you put in there. That's clear evidence of that. Um, people, you're exactly right. People can see the people that are transactional, and then people can see the people who are really serious about it as well. Man, this has been so much fun. I remember us a while back trading stories about our knee injuries.
That's
Yours being a
right.
yours being sports related is a better story than mine, where I was chasing my 3-year-old daughter and didn't
It
did, didn't stick the landing jumping off a park bench. But someday I'll
happens.
work with you to get a better story than that. So
Yeah, no, hey, it's okay. I mean, it's sports related, but it's not exactly, glamorous by any means. It's still an injury at the end of the day, but four knee surgeries later, and we're pushing through. So
oh wow, oh
yeah,
I
yep,
I had just I had just the one and was on crutches for 6 weeks and don't ever want to do that again.
yeah. Four
I
times.
can't imagine
Hey,
4.
though,
Woo.
it's okay because every time in between, I forget how bad it was the last time. So then when I go
Yeah.
in, I again have that delusional confidence, like, oh, this is going to be fine. I've done this before, and then
Yeah,
I
it's
get
like having children.
this is awful. So no, it's
Oh,
totally
wow.
it is what it is, but
Oh, wow. Brianna, thank you so much for joining me on this thing today, and you shared some really good tips. Uh, I really like the being be comfortable with being uncomfortable. I think is an excellent place to be. So let me wrap us up right quick. For those of you who are interested in Texas de Peru, we need all sorts of volunteers. We need doctors, we need surgeons, we need anesthesiologists, CRNAs, surgical techs, and nurses. We also need business leaders because, frankly, people that can basically pave the way and make it possible for other people to help patients, uh, we need those people. If you can lift a 50-pound bag, we can put you to work. So if you're interested in what we're doing at Texas de Peru, come on out to this particular code, which is shorthand for www.texasdeperu.org. Love to have you and love to talk to you about what we do and what we're trying to accomplish down there. Brianna, thank you so much. This has been a blast.
Thanks for having me. So much fun.
Take care. We'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.